Hey there guys, today I'm going to be potting up my two Primulina plants that I got the other day. I'm going to be starting with this Asian Violet, the Frosted Jade, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to the Loki plant as well. We'll start off with this Asian Violet though. I decided to make two videos out of the haul. I'm going to do my Primulina Repottings now, and then I'm going to do the succulents I got next. So to start off, you're going to get a pot that's bigger than yours, or whatever pot you want to put it in. Significantly bigger than the one I had. Then you're going to want to fill that up with soil a little bit more than halfway. I still have to add a little bit more. But before you fill it up, you're going to go ahead and put that paper towel at the bottom for drainage. I already did that a little bit before turning on the camera. Okay, so I'll bring you down here and we'll show you it a little bit more up close. Alright, so we're a little bit lower down. We've got the pot right here. I'm going to add just a little bit more soil. Once again, I'm using my African Violet soil mix, the Hoffman's Organic African Violets. You can pretty much use that for all of your Primulina family plants, which this Asian Violet falls under. So that's filled up and it should be just about the right size. I'm then going to take my Asian Violet out of the pot and leave that off to the side. I'm not gonna take any soil really, if I can help it, or tease the roots at all, because if you can see, the roots are really fine and I don't want to disturb them or break any off that are going to help this plant grow. What I'm going to do is just clean a little bit of the soil off the edge right underneath of the plant, just so none of that soil is sitting up right next to the leaf and it's going to rot. So I'm just using a pair of scissors to go ahead and clean up that area. Alright. You can see into the base of the plant just a little bit more now, and it's off of the soil floor. Alright, gonna position this right in the middle. That'll be good, but I'm gonna need a lot more soil. Since this is a smaller plant, it's gonna be easier just to fill this pot all the way up and then dig a little hole in the middle and plant it in that way. So that should be good. Now what you're going to do is just take your fingers and just press down a hole. I go basically to the middle of my finger. It just makes it easy. And then you're going to plop your new plant in. Tuck it all in. Tuck all the other soil in nice and tight. Try not to get any of the soil covering any of the leaves, because then you're just going to get a better chance of root rot or rot on the leaves, and that's just, you don't want any of your plant rotting out and growing fungus or anything. Makes it a little bit harder. Alright, so that's all potted up. We'll be able to watch that grow. Last thing to do is go ahead and take your tag and put it right in the side so you know what your plant is. I have a bad habit of forgetting to make tags, so I have to get better at making sure this tag is always in there. So that's the Asian Violet, and now we're going to go ahead and move on to that Loki. Bring this Loki over. It's actually called the Charitia hybrid Loki Shalit. Sure. That looks right. You can read that. Cool. I'll have names of them down below for you guys. So for this one, I really like the leaf coloring, and I'm going to use this pot actually. I think it just looks pretty nice right up next to that pot. It's all going to be the same exact process. You just take a little bit of your paper towel. This one only has one drainage hole, so a little bit smaller paper towel can work. Throw it in there. and add your African violet soil. Pat it down so it's not filled with air. I like to pat it down as I go, not compressing it too tight, but just taking out a lot of those air pockets. Alright, that should be good. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and add our Loki shallot. By the way, the breathing is Theodore in the background. He's helping me pot up today. Now this one has a significant amount of roots, much more than the last one, which is nice to see. I'm going to do the same thing, not really breaking it up too much, just a little bit. And I'm going to be taking any dead leaves off. And if I could, I would separate, but it doesn't look like I can separate this either. Sorry, he's sniffing the table. Alright, so same process. Dig a little hole, half finger's depth, and plop your plant in. And that looks like it's going to be the perfect size, perfect height of the soil. Yep. Alright, and that's all potted up. Last thing to do, again, make sure you put your tag in. I'll put it right in on the side over here, just so I can reference that. And that'll be it. I always recommend, when you have African violets or anything in the Primulina family, go ahead and put a humidity tray or a water tray, they're called sometimes, I guess, underneath of it. So any water that drains out actually sits in, and it sits about half an inch up in the pot. So there's always water going up into the soil. They like to stay pretty damp. I let them dry out. Once a week, but they like to be damp throughout the rest of that week. So this pot actually came with a little humidity tray that I can put underneath of it, and this one I'll just go ahead and use one of my plastic ones. So thank you for watching. Until next time, happy planting.